Welcome back to 58K Purgatory. What is this? Pretty sure I was promised an Omega candle? What is happening and how are we trapped in this hell? I think we have a few suspects, but have no worries, my friends. We have massive news and numbers telling us we may be saying sayonara to 58K and soon, possibly forever. And you guys remember that hero we needed but didn't deserve telling us the inflation numbers were not real? Well, it appears she was right, and neither were the employment numbers. They've been reporting false numbers the whole time to cover up something. I wonder what that just might be. And you're gonna want to stay until the finish, because geopolitical game theory is about to hit hyperdrive. Why is that? Well, there's a possibility that we have 160 nations about to ditch the US dollar for Bitcoin. Hey, we get a lot to cover. Let's get it. Welcome back to 58K Hell, my friends. Hope you're stacking like Larry Fink in the game, because stuff could get real sloppy real fast. Welcome back to the most bullish Bitcoin news show on the planet. I'm your chief propagandist, Rustin. Now check this out. Inflation data, fake. GDP data, fake. Jobs data, fake. On Wednesday, the Bureau of Labor Statistics will downward revise jobs for the April 2023 to March 2024 period by up to 1 million. This means that all beats recorded in the past year will have been misses, and the US job market is in far worse shape than the administration would like to admit. Oh yeah, I know, but the government lies about numbers all the time, right? Yes, of course. And the last time they did this, what happened? Remember guys, history doesn't always repeat, but it does rhyme, and when they fudge the numbers for such a long duration, well, it gets to a point where they just can't fudge the numbers anymore, and it's so blatantly obvious, and then we enter a massive recession. Oh, I wonder what year was that? Let's zoom in. Oh, that coincides with the thing that happened a few years ago. So if history rhymes again, money printer's about to go burr, and fiat world is in a lot of trouble. In 10 years, the U.S. Congressional Budget Office projects $12.9 trillion in interest payments. That's right, Manger nails it. Nothing stops this train. Look at the rate of acceleration. Power law model can go f itself. We will be breaking that thing soon. Don't believe me? Well, look at this. Even if the Fed were to cut interest rates by 200 basis points, the U.S. interest payment is still going to hit an all-time high of 1.2 trillion over the next 12 months. So what sort of wizardry you got up your sleeve, Jerome? I hope it's not what the current administration is thinking, but either way, it's very obvious. Despite what Jerome Powell and Janet Yellen have been saying, completely gaslighting the public, if we had the strongest economy ever, we wouldn't need price controls. It shouldn't even come up in discussion, if indeed you had the strongest economy ever. Evidence IQs in the US are not rising right here. While they're preparing to print so much money it's gonna make your eyes bleed, Bitcoin's just getting scarcer. 94% of all the Bitcoin are mined. It's gonna take 116 years just to mine the last 6% of the supply. And you're not bullish? Guys, I have something to break to you. Bitcoin is a risk-off asset. Oh no, but Bitcoin's not a hedge. It failed. No, remember what we said before. You're running arbitrage on the 80 IQ people in the world that think Bitcoin is risk-on, but they have no understanding of monetary properties or principles. Bitcoin isn't just a hedge. It's the fucking thing. Bitcoin is a risk-off asset for people with low time preference, people that understand money, people suffering from inflation, like 8 billion people, and for people living under oppressive regimes. And while people are fretting a little bit as Bitcoin is crabbing, which is typical at this time, we get a lot of time and a lot of room to run. And what's very bullish is the fact that 75% of the circulating Bitcoin hasn't moved for over 6 months. Why would they be hodling for so long? Maybe they know what's coming. Our government secretly stocking up Bitcoin? Yes, they probably are, and they're probably preparing to make a big move in the sake of self-preservation. We are about to break down some of the most bullish Bitcoin news of the year. But before we do, look at our likes.
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Hey, help us keep the lights on, like, subscribe, and pay tribute to our sponsors, The Bitcoin Way. Guys, being that we live in clown world, it's pretty easy to understand the why Bitcoin, but over at The Bitcoin Way, that's where you're gonna learn how to Bitcoin. Check out their newly revamped website. If you're looking to become a master of Bitcoin self-custody, no one makes it easier. From setting up your first wallet node to inheritance planning to everything Bitcoin sovereignty, they got you covered. Hey, and if you're looking to get started 1-800, you can schedule a free 30-minute consultation with the Bitcoin Way using that link in the show notes. All right, now let's get into the news. In a move that could reshape the global financial order, it is expected that 159 countries will introduce BRICS Pay. Now, this is a platform designed to facilitate transactions in local currencies and reduce dependence on the US dollar. Now, let's continue here. Russia and China have almost completely ditched the US dollar to settle bilateral trade. According to Russian Minister Sergei Lavrov, more than 90% of payments between the two countries are in their national currencies. There has been an almost complete de-dollarization of bilateral economic relations. Today, again, more than 90% of their mutual payments are transferred in national currencies. Wait, they're not settling in Bitcoin? But hold the phone. Remember, a certain Latin American nation is set to join, and they're going to pay other countries and receive payments from other nations, likely in Bitcoin. Well, what am I talking about? What do I mean? Well, I'm pretty sure Max and Stacy have been working behind the scenes on something big here. Because here's what's going to happen. El Salvador is going to demonstrate in real time the power, security, and uncensorability of Bitcoin. Something I think we can agree a few nations have been searching for since the removal of Russia from SWIFT. This is huge. And if you don't think the BRICS nations have woken up to the Fed's great scam, you better think again and check out this clip.
They are not manufacturing anything at all. It's printing money. And this has been one of their weapons globally. The monetary system, the global monetary system, controlled by dollar and euro, has been used. Sanctions here, sanctions there, sanctions there, grabbing this account, grabbing that account, has been one of their tools. This is not going to continue indefinitely. And we need a new financial architecture globally, not controlled by euro, not controlled by the dollar, not controlled by other currencies.
Yeah, pretty sure the jig is up. They get it. Jim Rickards, the currency war is playing out in real time right now. And we can see Clown World getting clownier by the day. Just take a look at this. I mean, they're running out of room. How do we fix all of this bullshit? That's easy, guys. We separate the money from state.
The more you learn about money and government control of money, you realize that that is the whole game. Everything else flows from that. Every evil thing that government does is only because they control the money supply. Like, take an evil thing that government does, and I'll explain how it's because they control the money supply. Okay, we fought like a catastrophic 20-year war in Afghanistan that literally killed hundreds of thousands of people, cost trillions of dollars, and thousands of our bravest young boys died, and then tens of thousands committed suicide in the wake of the war, right? Well, just like imagine if they couldn't print the money for that war. Imagine if they had to tax the American people every month for the war in Afghanistan. You think that thing would have lasted 20 years?
No way.
You'd have been lucky to get it through a year.
Yeah.
Before the people would have demanded a result. Like, what are you doing here? It's only because they control the money that they can get away with tyranny. Ron Paul would always talk about the gold standard at the time. The problem is that historically, what do nations do when they're on a gold standard and they need to fight a war? They just suspend the gold standard, you know? So the difference is that what Bitcoin brings is this decentralization, where if you were truly on a Bitcoin standard, someone in Washington, D.C. couldn't just say, we're going off the Bitcoin standard now. That's the power that Bitcoin has, that you can actually have a chance at separating money in the state. That is the most important thing in the world to do.
Guys, the fact that Bitcoin's still trading under 100K today is an absolute gift. If you don't get that, you're probably not paying attention. Don't be on the wrong side of everything going to zero against Bitcoin. Tell them, Giga Chad.
Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right?
Space Monkeys.
Ready to sacrifice himself. Greater good.
Click here to keep this bullish anti-status party going. Hey, be sure to like, subscribe, share that sound money gospel, and give us a Stay tuned. We've got a couple more coming your way this week. Set those notifications and follow us on Twitter for all the latest breaking news. Status hate informed citizens. So why wouldn't you want to be an informed citizen? I'll catch you all next time. Peace.
If you prefer to go down with the ship, fuck you.